Have you ever noticed that deep within us, there's always a quiet yearning, a sense that something more is needed? We chase success, gather possessions, seek perfect relationships, or yearn for recognition, believing these will fulfill us. For a fleeting moment, perhaps. We feel a surge of joy upon acquiring what we thought we truly desired. Yet, how swiftly that joy fades, often replaced by a new, more insistent craving for the next thing. Even after achieving a long-sought goal, a subtle hollowness can remain, leaving us surprisingly empty. This constant striving, this relentless pursuit, often leaves us feeling restless, never quite at peace. It's an endless cycle, a treadmill of desire where one want simply leads to another, endlessly. We spend our lives chasing external gratifications, believing happiness lies just beyond our current reach. This isn't a judgment of our desires, but a compassionate observation of a universal human condition. Like drinking salt water to quench thirst, external fulfillment often fuels more wanting. Never true satisfaction. Consider the feeling of wanting itself, the mental and emotional state it creates within you. The subtle suffering isn't in what we lack, but in the relentless grip of this constant pursuit. Perhaps the true secret to receiving what we actually want lies not in getting more, but in understanding this wanting itself. This path invites us to gently pause and truly observe, not just what we want, but the very nature of wanting itself. It's an inner landscape, like drinking salt water to quench a thirst. External gratification often fuels more desire, never leading to true, lasting satisfaction. It's a cycle. Consider the feeling of wanting itself, the subtle mental and emotional state it creates, the restlessness it cultivates deep within your heart. Notice it. The subtle suffering isn't in what we lack, but in the relentless grip of this constant pursuit, the energy it drains from our present moments. Be aware. Perhaps the true secret to receiving what we actually want lies not in getting more, but in compassionately understanding this want in itself. A gentle shift. Our conventional understanding of receiving might be inherently flawed, leading us away from true peace rather than towards it. In this busy world, reflect, many have felt the quiet hollowness even after achieving a long-sought goal, a surprising emptiness amidst perceived success. This is a shared human truth. This teaching gently invites us to look inward, beyond the endless chase, for a different, more profound kind of fulfillment and lasting peace. Turn within. True peace doesn't depend on acquiring the next thing, but on releasing the tension of always needing something more, right here, right now. Find stillness. This understanding is not about denying desires, but about freeing ourselves from their relentless grip, finding contentment in the present moment. Simply be. As this chapter closes, may you carry a quiet awareness of wanting, and the subtle invitation to look deeper within for true peace. May this quiet reflection plant seeds of wisdom, guiding you towards understanding the true nature of what you seek. A gentle path unfolds. In our last reflection, we observed how a subtle current of wanting often flows beneath our lives, shaping our every step. Often, we believe suffering comes from not having what we desire. Yet, the Buddha taught differently. True dukkha, this deep dissatisfaction, arises not from external conditions, but from our internal attachment to wanting. This internal pull is called tanha. a deep thirst, a relentless craving that drives. Our endless seeking, tanha, manifests as a craving for delightful sights, soothing sounds, pleasant tastes, and comforting touches. It's also the craving for becoming, for existing in a certain way, for growth, for a better future self. And paradoxically, tanha includes the craving for not becoming, to escape pain, to end unpleasant situations, to cease to be, this constant drive to have to be, or not to. Fuels an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. No matter our achievements, beyond craving, there is upadana, or clinging. This is where tanha transforms into powerful bonds that tie us to suffering. We cling to desired outcomes, believing our happiness depends solely on their fulfillment, creating deep vulnerability, clinging to our identities, our roles, or even our possessions creates a fragile sense of self, easily shaken, even clinging to pleasant feelings or resisting unpleasant ones, binds us to this ongoing internal struggle. The problem, then, isn't desire itself, but this powerful clinging to it, which creates our inner turmoil. So our suffering isn't born from what we lack, but from our internal attachment to wanting itself. This relentless craving, this tanha or craving, drives our every action, subtly dictating our choices and fueling a perpetual dissatisfaction. Whether for pleasant sensations, a better future, or even to escape pain, tanha keeps us in constant pursuit. And then upadana emerges, clinging. Our cravings transform into powerful bonds, tying us deeply to suffering. We grasp tightly to desired outcomes, believing our happiness depends solely on their fulfillment, creating deep vulnerability. Imagine clinging to a specific result, convinced that only it can bring you peace. What happens when it doesn't manifest? Clinging to identities, roles, or possessions creates a fragile self, easily shaken when these external things shift. Even clinging to pleasant feelings or resisting unpleasant ones binds us to this ongoing internal struggle. Moment by moment, this constant grasping and resisting leaves us in a fragile state, always seeking external validation for our worth. It's an endless cycle of agitation and unhappiness, regardless of what our outer circumstances may appear to be. The problem isn't the desire itself, but our powerful clinging to its perceived fulfillment. Why do we truly want this? Let us begin to observe not just what we want, but how that wanting truly feels within our own hearts. We often seek lasting happiness, yet everything we encounter is in constant flux. This truth, anicca, reveals the impermanent nature of all. From our fleeting thoughts and deep emotions, to our dearest relationships and cherished possessions, all are constantly changing, arising and passing away. Observe this truth in nature. The flowing river never stops. Seasons endlessly turn, and even the most vibrant flowers eventually fade. This is life's rhythm. Our very breath is a testament to change, arising and passing away in each moment. Our inner world mirrors this constant flow, never truly static. Even our physical bodies, seemingly solid, are a river of cells, born and dying each second. Nothing remains fixed, no matter how much we desire it. Our minds often resist this fundamental truth, desperately clinging to pleasant experiences. We wish for joy to stay, fear sorrow to come. We push away what we dislike, trying to avoid discomfort and pain. Yet, this resistance itself creates a constant internal struggle, a deep unrest. This desperate clinging to what is fleeting, and aversion to what is changing, is the very source of our suffering, dukkha. It's a battle against reality, when what we have grasped inevitably shifts, changes, or disappears. Our resistance intensifies the pain. We suffer not from change itself, but our fight against it. True peace begins when we cultivate acceptance of change. We learn to see it not as a loss, but as the natural, dynamic rhythm of existence. Embracing anicca means recognizing that life is a continuous dance of arising and passing. Each ending is a new beginning, each moment fresh. By understanding this profound truth, we begin to loosen our grip on rigid expectations and desired outcomes. We find freedom in non-attachment. This understanding forms a crucial foundation for truly letting go. It reshapes our relationship with what we truly want and receive in life. Every phenomenon, from thoughts to relationships, arises and passes away. This truth of anicca impermanence is the fundamental rhythm of all existence. Observe the river, ever flowing, never the same. Witness the seasons, each giving way. Life itself is a continuous dance of change. Even our deepest emotions and cherished possessions are transient. They come, they stay for a while, and then they too depart. Yet our minds often resist this natural flow. We desperately cling to pleasant moments, wishing they could last forever. This clinging to the ephemeral, to what cannot be held, creates an inherent tension, a subtle form of suffering. Similarly, we push away discomfort and pain, creating a resistance that prevents true peace from taking root within us. This battle against reality, this refusal to embrace anicca, fuels our inner turmoil. It is the root of much dukkha. True freedom blossoms when we cultivate acceptance. We learn to see change not as loss, but as life's inherent dynamism. Embracing impermanence means recognizing that each ending is a new beginning. Every moment is fresh, alive, and ever-changing. By understanding this profound truth, we begin to loosen our grip on rigid expectations. We release the need for fixed outcomes. True peace is not found in holding on to what is fleeting. It resides in the spaciousness of known attachment, in letting go. May this wisdom guide your path. If this teaching resonated, please subscribe to Wisdom Quiet, like, share, and comment your reflections. We often chase desires, believing happiness lies in their fulfillment. Yet, once attained, a subtle emptiness can remain, leaving us restless. This fleeting satisfaction reveals an important truth. External gains are impermanent. Their joy, too, is never truly lasting. So we find ourselves in an endless cycle, reaching for the next thing, hoping it will finally bring the peace we truly seek. But what if not all wanting is the same? What if there's a deeper current, a different kind of longing within us? The Buddha spoke of tanha, the craving, the grasping, the self-centered desire that binds us to suffering and discontent. This is the desire rooted in envy, comparison, or the need for egoic validation. It promises much, but delivers little true peace. Wanting a new car just to impress others, or seeking recognition solely to feed our pride. These are forms of tanha. Such desires arise from a sense of lack, and even when fulfilled, often leave us feeling just as empty, or even more so. Yet, there is another kind of wanting, chanda or sankappa, wholesome aspiration, rooted in wisdom, not craving. These aspirations arise from compassion, generosity, and a deep wish for true well-being, for ourselves and for all beings. Aspiration for stability to support your family, or seeking clarity of mind to help others. These are wholesome intentions, or aspiring to cultivate kindness and patience, to develop inner peace and wisdom. These are aspirations of the heart. The key lies in examining the motivation behind our desires. Is it craving, or is it wisdom and genuine care? Here, a crucial distinction emerges. Not all wanting leads to discontent. Not every desire binds us to suffering. There is tanha, the grasping, self-centered craving we've explored, which often leads to disappointment and lack. And then there is chanda, or sankappa, a wholesome aspiration, a pure intention, a resolve rooted in wisdom. These aspirations arise from deep compassion, generosity, and a genuine wish for true well-being, for all beings. Perhaps it's an aspiration for inner peace, for clarity of mind, or for the patience to meet life's challenges, or the aspiration to cultivate kindness, to develop wisdom, and to truly be of benefit to others in need. Consider wanting a new car out of envy versus aspiring to financial stability to support your beloved family, or seeking recognition to feed your ego versus aspiring to contribute meaningfully to the greater good. The crucial difference lies within the motivation. We must examine the heart of what drives our desires. When aspirations stem from generosity and wisdom, they lead to skillful action, inner peace, and true fulfillment. So, as new wants arise, ask yourself gently, is this coming from craving or from wisdom and genuine care? This discerning practice transforms our relationship with wanting, guiding us towards a deeper, lasting peace. We often chase what we think we want, only to find it leaves us empty, or worse, wanting more. Have you felt this endless pursuit? This constant striving, this longing for something more, can become a source of deep unease, trapping us in a cycle of dissatisfaction. True wisdom, or panna, is not just knowing facts. It is a deep, intuitive understanding that arises from direct experience and clear seeing. Imagine wisdom as a clear, inner light that dispels the fog of confusion and delusion, allowing you to perceive reality directly. This insight, called *yathbhuta adasana, means seeing things as they truly are. It's perceiving without the filters of our desires. Without this wisdom, we live behind veils of ignorance, craving, and attachment, constantly distorting our perception of reality. Wisdom helps us comprehend suffering and non-self, not as abstract ideas, but as profound, lived realities within our own experience. To cultivate this clear seeing, we engage in practices that train the mind to observe without judgment or entanglement. It's an inner exploration. Mindfulness meditation is a powerful path. It trains the mind to observe thoughts, emotions, and sensations as they arise and pass without attachment. You simply observe, like watching clouds drift across the sky. No need to grasp, no need to push away, just pure, unadulterated awareness. By seeing the arising and passing of phenomena of thoughts, feelings, and sensations, you begin to understand their impermanent nature. This recognition naturally leads to seeing the emptiness of self-clinging. There's no fixed self to grasp, no solid I to defend. This wisdom reveals the futility of chasing fleeting desires, guiding us towards wholesome aspirations instead of destructive cravings. It's a gentle shift. Wisdom isn't merely intellectual knowledge. It's a profound, intuitive understanding that blossoms from direct experience, seeing things as they truly are. This clear perception, yathbhuta adesana, frees us from ignorance, craving, and the heavy chains of attachment. Wisdom illuminates impermanence, suffering, and non-self not as abstract concepts, but as deeply felt, lived realities within our being. To cultivate this profound, clear seeing, we gently engage in practices that train the mind to simply observe without judgment. Mindfulness meditation is a powerful, accessible path. It trains your mind to watch thoughts, emotions, and sensations arise and pass. You simply observe, like watching clouds drift across an endless sky. No need to grasp, no need to push away. By seeing the arising and passing of all phenomena, you naturally begin to understand their impermanent nature, leading to inner peace. This recognition reveals the emptiness of self-clinging. There's no fixed self to grasp, no solid I to defend. Such wisdom guides us beyond the futility of chasing fleeting desires, towards wholesome aspirations instead of destructive cravings. It is the inner light that illuminates the path to genuine contentment, allowing us to respond to life with clarity and skill. This profound wisdom is inherent within each of us, waiting patiently to be uncovered through gentle practice and quiet reflection. May your path be illuminated by wisdom. Subscribe to Wisdom Quiet. Share this piece and comment your reflections below. We often chase what we think we want, believing happiness lies in its attainment. Yet, even when we get it, a subtle unease remains. This persistent yearning, this striving for control over life's outcomes, often binds us tighter than any external chain. We feel trapped. What if the true secret to receiving what you actually want isn't about grasping more tightly, but about learning to gently let go? This is the path of non-grasping, or nirada, the cessation of suffering by releasing our deepest attachments and cravings. It's a profound practice, not of passivity, but of active release. We consciously loosen our grip on desires, expectations, and preferred narratives. Imagine trying to hold water in your fist. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips away, leaving only frustration and emptiness. Non-grasping isn't about giving up on goals, but releasing the clinging to specific outcomes. It's the freedom to act without anxiety. This practice invites us to recognize the precise moment we begin to grasp, when the tension of wanting starts to tighten within us. Observe that discomfort, that subtle fear of not getting what you want. Then, gently, consciously, choose to release that inner tension, like holding a handful of sand. The harder you clutch, the more grains slip through your fingers, leaving less than you began with. But if you hold it gently, openly, the sand rests, peacefully, undisturbed. This is the art of non-grasping in its simplest form. Consider a bird perched on a branch. It doesn't cling out of fear that the branch will break, or that it won't find another. It simply trusts its wings. It trusts its ability to fly. When the time is right, it lets go and soars into the vast, open sky. Like the bird, we too can. Trust our inherent capacity to navigate life's currents. We don't need to cling, but to trust our own wings. This trust is an inner wisdom, a deep knowing that allows us to act with clear intention, free from the burden of outcome. Notice when your mind tightens around a specific desire, a future plan, or a past regret. Feel that subtle tension within. This tension, this discomfort, is the signal. It's the moment grasping begins, clouding your present experience with anxiety and fear. When you feel it, gently, consciously, choose to soften your grip. Allow the breath to flow freely, easing the tightness in your body. Release the story you've frued, built around how things should be. Open your hands and your heart to what simply is. This doesn't mean becoming passive. Instead, it allows you to engage fully, with genuine effort, free from the weight of expectations. Find peace in the effort itself, in the unfolding process of life. The journey becomes the destination, moment by precious moment. Non-grasping is a continuous practice, a gentle turning away from the habit of clinging. It cultivates inner spaciousness and ease. Through this profound freedom, you open yourself to truly receiving what is meant for you without the struggle of attachment. May you find this path of non-grasping a source of deep peace. Continue this practice and let wisdom quiet your mind. For more teachings that quiet the mind, subscribe to Wisdom Quiet. Like, comment your reflections, and share this peace with others. We often chase what we believe will bring us happiness, clinging tightly to outcomes, only to find ourselves still feeling empty and unsatisfied. This desperate grasping creates a subtle tension within, a constant unease that blocks the very peace we yearn for in our lives. We project our desires onto the world, convinced that if only this or that would happen, true contentment would finally be ours. Yet this fierce attachment to specific outcomes often blinds us, preventing us from truly seeing the blessings already present. Like a tightly clenched fist, our mind holds so fast to its idea of receiving, it cannot open to accept new, unexpected gifts. We become so focused on what is missing, or what hasn't arrived, that we overlook the quiet abundance surrounding us each day. This attachment isn't just about external things. It's also the tight grip on our own expectations of how life should unfold. The Buddhist secret isn't about giving up on desires, but releasing the grip of expectation, the desperate need for control. Imagine gently opening your hand. It's not empty, but now capable of holding something new, something truly beneficial. This act of letting go frees up immense mental and emotional energy, previously consumed by worry and striving for specific ends. When we release our rigid blueprints for happiness, our minds become clearer, more spacious, and receptive to life's flow. This clarity allows us to perceive opportunities and genuine needs that were previously obscured by our preconceived notions of wanting. True receiving begins not with acquisition, but with cultivating an open heart and a mind unburdened by rigid demands. This is the profound paradox. By letting go of what we think we want, we open ourselves to true well-being. When we stop desperately grasping, our minds clear and our hearts become more open and spacious. This allows us to perceive opportunities and genuine needs that were previously obscured by our desires. Often, attachment blinds us, making us miss what is truly present and wholesome in our lives. We overlook gifts simply because they don't fit our preconceived notions of what we should receive. Releasing the pressure of specific outcomes frees up immense mental and emotional energy. This energy allows for a deep sense of peace and clarity to emerge within our being. In this space, true needs like connection, purpose, and inner peace can naturally manifest and be recognized. This isn't about passive waiting, but active, mindful engagement with an open heart and quiet trust. We learn to trust in the natural unfolding of life, responding with wisdom rather than reaction. The act of releasing creates a gentle vacuum, which can then be filled by genuine, unexpected gifts. This shifts our perception of receiving from mere acquisition to a state of profound openness and acceptance. Have you ever felt a deep longing, even after gaining what you thought you desired? A sense of emptiness often lingers. This constant grasping can trap us, making us believe true happiness lies in having more. It creates a feeling of never enough. We often chase external gains, like trying to fill a bottomless cup. The more we pour in, the more it seems to disappear. But the path to true abundance begins not with taking, but with giving. The Buddha taught us the profound practice of dana, generosity. Generosity isn't a sacrifice where you lose something. It's an act that paradoxically enriches both the giver and the receiver. Profoundly, when we give freely without expecting anything in return, we begin to loosen the tight grip of self-centered craving and attachment. This selfless act reveals the profound joy of interconnectedness, reminding us that we are all part of one vast, vibrant tapestry of life. True wealth isn't measured by what we accumulate, but by the richness of our inner landscape, a heart filled with compassion and peace. Through dana, we learn to gently loosen our attachment to possessions and outcomes. We realize true security isn't in holding on so tightly. It fosters a deep sense of sufficiency, a quiet trust in the natural flow of life. We find peace in having enough right now. Abundance isn't about how much we hoard, but how much we can share, and how widely our hearts can open to all beings. Even a kind word, a listening ear, or a gentle smile can be a profound gift. These small acts transform our inner world. They cultivate a heart overflowing with joy and peace, connecting us deeply to the world, preparing us for further transformation. When we give freely, without expectation of return, we break the cycle of self-centered craving and attachment. This selfless act reveals the profound joy of interconnectedness, reminding us of our shared humanity. True wealth isn't measured by what we accumulate, but by the richness of our inner landscape. A heart filled with compassion, joy, and peace is a profound form of receiving, far beyond any external gain. Through dana, we learn to gently loosen our attachment to possessions and outcomes, fostering true freedom. We find peace in having enough right now. This cultivates a quiet trust in the natural flow of life. Abundance isn't about how much we hoard, but how much we can share, and how widely our hearts can open. Even a kind word, a listening ear, or a gentle smile can be a profound, transformative gift. These small acts transform our inner world. cultivating a heart overflowing with joy and deep peace. They connect us deeply to the world, preparing us for further transformation and spiritual growth. If these teachings resonate, please subscribe to Wisdom Quiet, share your reflections, and spread this peace. May your heart find endless abundance in giving, and may you walk in peace, guided by wisdom. We often chase desires, believing true happiness lies just beyond our grasp. Yet, satisfaction remains fleeting, always out of reach. Our minds constantly compare what is to what we wish it could be. This gap, this wanting, becomes a silent source of suffering. What if peace isn't found by changing our outer world? What if it's about transforming our inner relationship to all things? This is the wisdom of Tathata, or thusness, simply embracing reality exactly as it unfolds, without resistance or judgment, to meet each moment fully, just as it is, without wishing it were different. This is a profound act of acceptance. Observe thoughts and emotions as they arise and pass like clouds. Do not cling, do not push away, just watch them. Our mind creates suffering by comparing the present to a past ideal or future hope. It traps us in a cycle of longing. By letting go of this mental striving, this constant comparing, we free ourselves to inhabit the richness of the present moment. This isn't resignation or giving up. It is profound engagement with life, an active participation in what is truly here. We learn to respond skillfully to life's challenges, rather than react from aversion or craving, finding inner calm. Anchor yourself in the now through mindful breathing. Feel the gentle rise and fall, a steady rhythm of presence. Notice the simple richness of sensory awareness, the sound of a bird, the feel of the air, the warmth of the sun. Discover a deep sense of peace and harmony simply by being present, flowing with life just as it is. Let your breath be your anchor, a gentle guide back to this very moment. Feel its steady rhythm, grounding your awareness here. Notice the simple richness of sensory input. A bird's song, the breeze's touch, the earth beneath you. All are here now. This is the profound practice of Tathata, or thusness, a deep acceptance of life, exactly as it unfolds before you. Meet each passing moment without resistance, without judgment, and without any desire for it to be different. Our mind often creates suffering by comparing the present to a past ideal or a future expectation. This traps us. This constant mental striving, this longing for what isn't, binds us to a cycle of dissatisfaction and unease. Having understood impermanence, we now see the futility of grasping onto things that constantly change and fade. By letting go of this mental effort, we free ourselves to fully inhabit the richness of the present moment, truly alive. This isn't resignation. It is profound engagement with life, an active, conscious participation in what truly is here. We learn to respond skillfully to life's challenges, rather than react from aversion or craving. Finding inner calm, discover a deep sense of peace and harmony simply by being present, flowing with life, exactly as it is. May you find this harmony within. If this wisdom resonates, subscribe to Wisdom Quiet and share this path of peace. We often chase desires, believing happiness lies in acquiring more. Yet, a quiet emptiness persists, even when we gain what we sought. This endless striving leaves us weary, always reaching for the next thing. We rarely pause to question our true deepest longing. What if what we truly yearn for isn't outside ourselves? What if our deepest wish is already within, waiting to be seen? The Buddhist path reveals a secret. True wealth is not measured by possessions, but by the richness of our inner life. This inner wealth begins with santuthi, a profound contentment. It's not complacency, but deep satisfaction with what we have. Contentment means we are not constantly yearning for more, or comparing ourselves. We find peace in the present moment, just as it is. When we cultivate santuthi, we release the burden of external conditions. Our happiness no longer depends on what we acquire. Hand in hand with contentment is upekkha, or equanimity. It is a balanced, unwavering mind amidst life's currents. Equanimity allows us to remain undisturbed by ups and downs. We understand all phenomena are impermanent, not ultimately self. With equanimity, we don't grasp at pleasure or push away pain. We meet all experiences with an open, steady heart. These qualities are cultivated through mindful practice, through sitting in stillness and observing. They lead to deep inner stability. When we find sufficiency within, we are truly free. This inner peace brings fearlessness and boundless joy. Independent of conditions, we learn to receive all of life's experiences, pleasant or unpleasant, with an open heart and a steady mind. This deep capacity is not innate, but cultivated. It grows through mindful practice, sitting in stillness, and gentle observation. Through consistent effort, we build an inner refuge, a sanctuary of peace that no external storm can disturb. Here true wealth is revealed, not in what we gather, but in the boundless richness of our inner spiritual life. When we find sufficiency within, our happiness no longer depends on fleeting external conditions or constant acquiring. This profound realization grants us deep freedom, a liberation from the endless cycle of craving and attachment, truly being free. With this freedom comes fearlessness. We face life's challenges with an unshakable inner strength, grounded and serene. This inner peace allows us to receive all of life's experiences. We embrace joy fully, without grasping or clinging to it, and we meet sorrow with an open heart, understanding its impermanence, allowing it to pass without resistance. We nurture the boundless resources of peace, joy, and wisdom that already reside deep within our own being. These are the true treasures, always available, always sufficient. They are the secret to receiving what truly matters. To receive what actually matters, look not outside, but deeply within. Their boundless peace and joy await. May your journey inward bring deep peace. For more such reflections, subscribe to Wisdom Quiet. Share your thoughts below. Our lives often feel like a constant striving, a relentless chase for the next achievement, the next possession, or even the next feeling. This constant reaching often leaves us feeling empty, as if true satisfaction is always just beyond our grasp, a phantom promise. But what if the secret to receiving what you truly desire isn't about grasping more, but about learning to gently let go? Integrating wisdom begins not by seeking grand gestures, but by bringing mindful awareness to our smallest daily tasks. Like a river flowing, engage with tasks fully, yet release attachment to the specific outcome. Simply do what needs doing. Before each task, take a breath. Set a wholesome intention, not for personal gain, but for the inherent goodness of the action itself. Observe your mind's tendency to grasp even its simple duties. Gently release the need for perfection or recognition. In our relationships, expectations often become burdens. We project our desires onto others, then suffer when they are not met. Practice releasing attachment to specific outcomes from others. Offer your presence, your compassion, without demanding anything in return. This radical act of non-grasping allows true connection to flourish, built on freedom and mutual respect, not attachment. True giving in relationships is offering your authentic self and presence, allowing others to simply be, without agenda. Cultivate radical gratitude for what is already present. This shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from grasping to fullness. These are not grand transformations, but small, consistent efforts. They gradually reshape our habits of mind, leading to true inner freedom. Integrating this wisdom isn't about grand gestures. It's about weaving mindfulness into the simplest threads of your day, one gentle breath at a time. Before any task, pause. Set a wholesome intention, not for reward, but for the inherent goodness of the action itself. Let this guide you in your work. Offer your best effort. Then, consciously release attachment to the specific outcome. Peace lies in the offering, not the result. Extend this to relationships. Offer your presence and compassion without demanding anything in return. Let go of expectations. Allow true connection to flourish. Cultivate radical gratitude for what is already present. This shifts focus from perceived lack to abundance, from grasping to inner fullness. Throughout your day, find moments of stillness, a quiet breath, a mindful sip of tea. These small pauses nurture your inner peace. Practice observing desires or attachments as they arise before they take root and compel you. Just notice them without judgment or action. These consistent efforts will profoundly improve your relationships. By releasing expectations of others, you offer them the freedom to simply be. You become your own teacher, experimenting with these principles. Discover how they lead to a more peaceful, purposeful, and genuinely fulfilling life. The secret to receiving what you want is not doctrine. It's a living practice of non-grasping and inner sufficiency. Moment by moment, may your journey be filled with gentle insights and growing freedom. May you find peace in every breath, in every moment. For more wisdom and quiet reflection, subscribe to Wisdom Quiet. Like, comment your insights, and share this path with those seeking peace. For so long, we've searched for that elusive thing we truly want, believing it lies just beyond our grasp. We chase external achievements, possessions, or even relationships, hoping they will finally fill an inner void. But this endless cycle of craving often leaves us feeling more empty, seeking the next desire, never truly satisfied. The true secret, the one Buddhist insight, is not about receiving more, but about understanding wanting itself. It's realizing that what we actually want at the deepest level is rarely an external object or outcome. The secret is to release our tight grip on specific outcomes, letting go of attachment to how things should be. This means embracing impermanence, understanding that all things change, rise, and pass away in their own time. When we cease to cling, when we allow life to unfold without resistance, a profound shift begins within us. We begin to cultivate inner peace, a stillness that no external storm can ever truly disturb or diminish. What you actually want is freedom from suffering, a spaciousness in the heart and mind, unburdened by craving. You want genuine contentment, a quiet joy that arises from within, regardless of your circumstances. You seek an open, compassionate heart, connected to all beings, free from the walls of self-centered desire. By letting go, we paradoxically begin to receive a richer, more profound sense of well-being, an inner abundance. The true secret, then, is not about gaining, but understanding the nature of wanting itself. It's about releasing our tight grip. This means letting go of attachment to how things should be, allowing life to unfold without resistance or expectation. Embrace impermanence, knowing all things rise and pass away. When we cease to cling, a profound shift begins within. We cultivate an inner peace, a stillness no external storm can diminish. This quiet joy arises from within, unburdened. What you actually want is freedom from suffering, a spaciousness in heart and mind, not external objects. You seek genuine contentment, a quiet joy, and an open, compassionate heart, free from self-centered. Desired by letting go, we paradoxically begin to receive a richer, more profound sense of well-being and inner abundance. This journey is one of gentle discovery, not a destination of instant gratification. It is deeply personal and ongoing, cultivating wholesome aspirations and embracing impermanence. We find true receiving a lasting peace. If this teaching resonated, please subscribe to Wisdom Quiet. Let's continue this journey of inner peace and more, and discovery together. You might also like this video, sharing your reflections in the comments below. Your insights enrich our shared path, and if someone needs this message, please share it with them. May your path be filled with peace and wisdom. Thank you